Lewisia is a low-growing perennial native to the Pacific Northwest and Rocky Mountains of North America. It was named in honor of Meriwether Lewis, of Lewis and Clark fame, who discovered the specimen in the mountain range that became known as the Bitterroot Mountains. Local Native Americans call it bitterroot, and use the large edible taproot as a food source, and it's also used to treat sore throat. Hardy in USDA zones 5 to 8, Lewisia is a succulent-like plant with fleshy spoon-shaped leaves that form a rosette, and has a long edible taproot. They bloom in spring to early summer, and produce sprays of daisy-like flowers in colors ranging from pale pink with darker veining, whitish with pinkish-orange striping, or solid orange to yellow as well as magenta and salmon. There are deciduous Lewisia, including Lewisia rediviva, which was the specific species discovered in 1806. Some are evergreen such as Lewisia cotyledon. And then there is a semi-deciduous one called Lewisia longipetala. Lewisia requires gritty soil that is moderately fertile and well-draining. They are an ideal plant for rock gardens, in between pavers, and mixed with other succulents such as hen and chicks and sedum. It's very important that the soil is well-draining to prevent root rot. Gravel and sand can be added to the soil to improve drainage. Since this is a low-growing plant, and the crown can be susceptible to rot during cold weather, it is critical that the crown of the plant is set at least 1 inch above ground level. And adding a layer of gravel on top of the soil will be a tremendous help with drainage. In cooler climates, Lewisia will thrive in full sun, but in warmer areas it prefers partial shade from the hot afternoon sun. Lewisia are drought-tolerant when established, but water them regularly when the plant is flowering and during long dry spells. Always allow the soil to dry out before watering again to prevent root rot. Avoid overhead watering as well. It is essential to protect the roots from excessive moisture during winter. Lewisia typically don't require fertilization, but you can feed them once a month with an all-purpose fertilizer at half strength during the growing season. Never feed them with too much fertilizer as it can be detrimental to the plant. The only pruning needed is deadheading the spent blooms to promote further flowering. Lewisia is not susceptible to many insects or disease problems. Slugs are attracted to the leaves of this plant. You can handpick them or set up slug traps to control these pests. Lewisia can be propagated by dividing the offsets, and potted up in well-draining soil. The tiny plants take a couple of seasons to form a rosette, but establish easily when sown in a sandy potting mixture. Lewisia is also a great indoor plant. These low-maintenance plants are perfect for small pots, and low bowl-shaped planters made for succulents. Make sure to place the plant in the sunniest spot in the house. Keep them away from drafty windows. Use potting mix especially made for cactus and succulents to ensure you have well-draining soil. Never overwater to prevent crown and root rot. Frequent watering is not necessary because the succulent leaves store water. Pinch off faded blooms to prolong flowering. Thank you for watching.